Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Parasite Eve 2! Last time, I believe we took down a barrier? I don't really remember. It's been a week since I recorded commentary for the past couple of videos. And a lot's happened since then. A lot of video editing, mostly. Right, so we need to come here and get introduced to a new enemy and to the annoying aspect of this game's targeting. So I was trying to take this out with magic if I could. I didn't realize that if these things are mechanical, they're not really going to die to magic. So I want to target this big thing here because it's draining our magic. But this really crappy targeting system for this game, Aya is targeting the cameras, and it's really annoying to try to get her to target the thing I want her to target. So my thought was, hey, if I use magic and just kill this thing as quickly as possible, it can't drain my magic if I use it up already. Which there are probably some spells I could have used instead, like Metabolism, Energy Shot, or Antibody. Either of those would have been better than the fire magic that I chose while doing this. Kill that and we should be good. I don't think these enemies were designed well enough for a game like this. Or the game mechanics weren't designed well enough for these types of enemies. I'm not really sure. Either way, we have some nice background atmosphere that we will never hear again. So I hope you enjoyed it, even though I talked over all of it. This is a unique cutscene. Every time you take this lift from now on, you will not get this cutscene. But I don't like dealing with those enemies. Thankfully, they're only in a small portion of the game. We will not see them from here on out. This is the last time we will see them. No, I take that back. We will see them in the next room. And I hope you enjoyed the sight of Aya shooting her gun, which is actually pretty badass. Basically, shoot as many enemies as I could before moving forward. I really did not want to fight that thing until I killed these things that are draining magic, which they are still around. Damn it, enemy, don't get in my way. Hey there, little girl. Got some candy for you. You know, the sad thing is, in the last 20 or 30 years, you can't say that now without that sounding creepy. When I was a kid, you pretty much could trust that you could go trick-or-treating and not have to worry about anything. Sure, your parents would check your candy just in case somebody put something in there, but there wasn't really anything too major. You didn't have to worry about anything too bad happening. Yeah, so here's a boss fight. What we want to do first is take out these magic sucking things, because they're going to be the biggest problem during this boss fight. Once we take them down, we can just shoot grenades at this guy and he's no problem. They will pretty much stun any of his attacks. So we will be looking at this same sequence for the next probably 3 minutes. Hope you enjoy that. So this does give me some time to talk about something I wanted to talk about a couple videos back. While I was going around killing enemies off screen, clearing out those red zones, I had to go back to the entrance to the shelter. All the way back to where they parked Douglas's truck. And those assholes, Aya and Kyle, left Douglas's truck's lights on, completely fucking up the battery. Talk about inconsiderate. Yeah, I know they had some crazy shit to deal with, but still. Now Douglas has to recharge the battery to his truck. Fucking inconsiderate. Not cool, Aya. I kind of feel like Aya seems clueless enough that she wouldn't think about something like that, but you'd think Kyle would. I know, he was injured, but that's no excuse to be inconsiderate. I see Aya not even considering anything like that. I mean, she listens to pop music after all, as we found out in video 1. This is not the most exciting boss fight I've ever played, although at least it's easy. But this is what we're dealing with. I think the only time I take damage to this thing was when I was trying to kill those magic sucking things. That's what you get for standing there not really doing anything. Sure, it was trying to attack me, but it didn't.
Kyle.
We finally found our mark. That little one is the pilot, I'm sure of it.
I think you're right.
Let's do what we came here to do. Shoot a little girl. Hey, little girl, I got some lead candy for you.
Hold it!
You never let me have any fun. God. Hey, Aya, it's a mini-you. She may look like a cute little girl, but are you sure she's not dangerous?
Shh, quiet. This little girl, her name's Eve. It was written on the helmet. This girl, she's pure, innocent. I can see it in her. That helmet is a brainwave amplifier. I saw something like it in an article a Japanese friend once showed me. The organization owning this shelter was using her as a medium to control the ANMCs. They raised her, taught her everything, supplied her with basic emotions. It was mind control.
Basic emotions. I don't even have regular emotions.
Fear. Brainwashing to heighten her self-preservation instincts.
How could they? She's so young. And suddenly my heart melts a little. But they failed, didn't they? Things got out of hand.
They really thought they could just control neo-mitochondria. Even normal mitochondria are avid opportunists.
For neo-mitochondria, this was the chance of a lifetime. They pretended to be tame while steadily multiplying with our help. Those creatures in the Acropolis Tower weren't just escaping the shelter. They were saying, "Hello, a little demonstration. We're back."
Yes. And Eve didn't want to be used by them, or by the humans. That's why she created the barrier. It was self-preservation. Wait a second. How did you know about the ANMCs at the Acropolis?
Hey, look, there's a shiny! You look like you're the type of person that would be distracted by shiny things. Go look! Shiny! Shiny! On the other line will be Pierce. He says to get back to him as soon as possible because he's got some information, and then he gets cut off. Now let's go talk to Kyle. Who was that?
A friend.
A friend? You look pale.
We were cut off. Something's not right.
Aya, this way!
Right. Kyle, hurry up! Kyle?
And here's a pretty annoying section of the game. You're dependent on an AI to not die here.
What's this? Eve's sister? And my... Eve? Your friend wants to stay here. We have to get out of this room.
So this is really annoying. This character will not follow you unless you check all of that first. My first attempt at doing this, I almost died because she just would not follow me at all. And even here, you can see her ability to follow you is very limited. We're going to end up stuck where she's just a millimeter away from where I need her so that we can move on, and she just stands there. This is worse than Sherry in Resident Evil 2.
I can't leave Eve behind. Eve, get your ass over here.
This was actually the better attempt at this, where she actually moved pretty quickly. Normally, it's not that good.
Eve, what's wrong?
Well, she was experimented on from birth, so you tell me, Aya. Pretty much everything is wrong. And you can see some of these monsters. They're pretty much out of it at this point because Eve's not controlling them anymore. So I don't know if she was controlling them because she thought Aya was a threat to her, and so she was having them attack her, or what. Seems kind of strange, and I don't think the story really wraps up very well. Or at the very least, it's kind of disappointing. I guess we'll find out as we go on. I have mentioned before that due to my bad eyesight, while playing I cannot read the text, so I don't really know the story until I do these videos. That's not good. Let's go check it out.
Hold it right there. Any funny business, and I snap this little one's back in two.
Why bring her into this? Let her go.
This is 9. I have the queen. Have the chopper on standby. I'll be there in 20. Listen, they're onto us. Make it quick. I'd love to tussle with you some more, but I've got bigger things to do. I'm sure you understand.
Wait! What will you do with her?
Don't you worry. I'll take good care of her. She won't die. Can't say she'll really be alive either.
Hold it!
I forgot to express my sincere gratitude to you. Thanks to you taking down the barrier, I got my queen. I owe you one.
Wait. Eve. I can't possibly shoot that guy in the leg.
Aya seems a bit too obsessed with this girl. I know she used to be a cop, I know she's a good person who wants to save people, and this jerk just kidnapped her, so of course Aya wants to try and save her, but it still feels like she's a little too obsessed with this girl. Maybe they have some sort of mitochondria connection, I'm not really sure. And this is really annoying. The targeting in this game gets me into trouble again as Aya targeted the wrong thing, one of those monsters that's not really doing anything instead of this thing that's coming at her. Go figure. They really needed some work on the targeting. For the most part, I have not had a problem with that until the stuff of this video. Usually the targeting hasn't been too bad, but some of the sections in this video have been terrible. And I literally could not get her to change targets to the thing I wanted to attack. And a lot more enemies have spawned now, so there's a lot more red zones. There are apparently 3 of these guys in here. I guess I get them all off screen except for this guy. This is the only one I saw this go around. I had to replay this stuff because I got killed here. And hence why I'm cheating the rest of the LP. I killed that first one, but then I got attacked by 2 more and died. I didn't think to use a health item. Oh, I hate this camera angle. Lighting and my lack of depth perception. That fucks with me in real life too, walking on concrete on a sunny day with a lot of trees above. So there's a lot of a contrast between light and shadow. That really fucks with my eyes. I'm pretty sure I went off screen and killed a bunch of things, but I don't remember. I might have said fuck it at this point. Although, I could have used the battle points if I didn't. Or bounty points, whatever they're called. Oh yeah, so those things that we saw come out of those tubes at the end of last video. So you've seen me kill a couple of those already. There's going to be more. Pretty much this entire shelter is now littered with them. And either number 9 or one of these things turned the cameras back on. So now we have to make our way back over to where Pierce was, which we had to do anyways. He told Aya to get over there. Damn you, monster! Get out my way! But now, not just to find out whatever Pierce wanted, we also have to get back over there so that we can turn off these damn cameras again. Because they will get annoying if we don't. I can only think of 1 or 2 sections that's actually going to be an issue. But anytime we can make these not a threat is a good thing. But the first thing I want to do after all that is save my game, because I really did not like that section where we had Eve following us. PS1 games never should have relied on AI partner characters. I thought Sherry was bad in Resident Evil 2. I remember the first time I LP'd that game. That one's no longer on my channel as I've replaced it with a better one. I got so pissed at Sherry's AI. If you got 2 or 3 screens ahead of her, she would just stop and sit there instead of continuing on, even when it's in a straight path and she can easily see where you're going. No more of you guys. And I think we got a new type. There are several types of these. I think they're called golems. I'm going to call them golems because I think that's what they are, but I'm not 100% sure. You've got these dudes with the lightsabers. You've got these guys with these weird... I feel like they're supposed to be grenades. But instead of actually acting like grenades, they just inflict a status ailment on you. Ah, you're a bitch when you miss. What do you think this is, a toilet? I was going for him not being able to hit the toilet when he peed. I don't know, leave me alone. It was a joke. It didn't work. Let's just move on. It's kind of annoying that you can take these things down and then they're still not dead until you shoot them. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Silent Hill, how you have to step on the enemy after they're dead. It's kind of an interesting concept, but it does get annoying to have to do that to every enemy. And I think we have more cameras in here. So since I'm cheating, I'm just abusing this Inferno attack as much as possible. Which makes this section a lot easier to deal with. Fucking cameras. And as you can see, sometimes the targeting gets really weird when she's targeting one thing, but she's pointing in a different direction. It's not the jankiest old game I've ever played. Not by a long shot. Okay, and this is what I was talking about before. I thought we were done, but we hadn't taken this thing out yet. It's definitely not the jankiest old game I've ever played. And I'm sure there are more old games that I will end up playing that will be even jankier than this. I ran into that problem a little bit where I knew an enemy was in there, so I wanted to just go with Inferno, and I forgot that you have to actually initiate the battle encounter first before you can do that. Kind of annoying you can't access other abilities outside of battle, but I kind of understand it at the same time. It does save your PE, so you're not accidentally activating Inferno when you didn't mean to. I got a little confused. At times I tried using magic attacks on some of these cameras, not remembering that these are actually mitochondrial abilities which will have no effect on the cameras. It's not like a normal magic attack in another game. I'm thinking Onimusha, but any game with magic. I want to say the Onimusha games are the only ones I've ever played where I really had magic attacks. To an extent, Nier. I guess those would count as magic attacks, some of the things you have in that game. I can't remember if Drakengard 3 had anything like that. I will not be doing Drakengard 1 or 2. Drakengard 1 was on my list for a while. I watched an LP of that, and just, no. Not doing it. Terrible game. It's got some interesting elements, but overall, terrible game. Could be cool if they remade it, though. Right, these enemies. If you can time it right, the plasma attack works well against them, which is what I'm going to try to use whenever I come across them in the future. But you really have to time it right. I don't like these things at all. I can't really think of any golem that I enjoy fighting. The difficulty spiked up a lot here from this point on to the end of the game. Because you can see all the bullshit that you're just going to have to deal with every time you want to go somewhere. And if you decide you want to grind or anything like that, then that's even more problematic. And a lot of routes are locked off to us now. We can't take a lot of the shortcuts that we had before. So that makes this even more annoying. Why they would block off shortcuts, I have no idea. This is already not the most interesting locations in a game ever. I've talked about before how the first time I ever played this game, I got here and got all the way to that giant boss that tries to suck you in. I can't remember what video we fought that thing. Oh god, I hate these status effects. I remember thinking I had to be close to endgame at that point. I know I've said this before. Because we got to this base, it seems like an endgame level, which it is technically, but it just takes up half the game. Pretty much. I never would have imagined that I would have had this much of the game left to go. We still have 2 more videos for this. I say all this, I don't think this is a bad game by any means. Don't mind me, I was just observing Aya's movements and thinking of some editing I need to do for an intro and outro for the final videos. I wasn't sure how I was going to separate the next couple of videos when I was recording them. You notice whenever I do these videos, I like to start off and end the videos with Aya looking at the camera. And I think I have a plan on how to do that now. Since I didn't have a plan on how I was going to do all this, I didn't really plan on when I was going to start or end these next couple of videos after this one. But I think I can use some video from this one to take care of that. Sweet. Nothing wrong with that. Alright. Now that the cameras are out of the way, we won't have to deal with them anymore. We just have to shut them off. Which, that's an easy enough process. I'm surprised they didn't spawn an enemy in here just to fuck with you. You can imagine how many times I probably would have died if I tried to do this legit. Which I did, and died plenty of times. We definitely want to pick up that note that Pierce left. I don't know what it says, but you can pause it and read it if you want to. I'm not about to read it. I've done a lot of reading for this game already, and I still have 2 more videos to read for yet. Fortunately, the friend of mine helping me has already done her side of the dialogue for the rest of the game, so it's all up to me to edit and do commentary now. And we'll be done with this LP. So be sure to unlock anything that's been relocked and turn off those security cameras. They will get on our nerves a couple more times if you're not careful. I don't remember. No, I guess nothing spawns here again, thankfully. Alright, well that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time with more Parasite Eve 2.